Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Karina, and this is Keeping It Real with Karina, and today we have another guest star. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jolie.
And today we're going to be talking about the themes in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which this was another one that we had an option of watching in class, along with other ones that go with identity and have different themes such as that. So I decided to watch it for the first time this year, and it came out in 1975 actually, and it is like a horror musical, but there's also other themes in it that we'll get into, and then our thoughts as well as other movie reviews. So first off, I had no idea what this movie was about because like I only knew it through like TikTok, and also because like it's a musical and I love musicals. But the whole concept of the main character, Frankenfurter, and him trying to create Rocky was like an interesting concept to me that I just was trying to understand the entire movie. For instance, I didn't understand that he's like in love with Rocky, but I don't know, just like it was a lot, and I definitely think people in the 1970s probably did not take that as well, you know, because especially during then. Like, what did you think?
I thought it was an interesting play on like the idea of Frankenstein, but they made it into like an entire like LGBTQ identity movie, which maybe in the 70s wasn't as like accepted.
Like, it's not as accepted,
right.
And I feel like definitely now, like in this generation, lots of people will see like the sexual liberation and like challenging those gender roles, but back then it probably was not noticed as a good thing to them, and it didn't like really have like that self-discovery to the people that understood it back then, you know, as we would watch it now. And I feel like if I watched it then, I would be like confused, but you know, because of those themes that weren't really accepted.
Right. I think in the 70s it was like getting a bit more normal, and a lot of people were coming out. So I think in the sense that like having representation in media through like Rocky Horror Picture Show was a little bit, it was like probably rather interesting, but I think it also spoke to a lot of people because in the 70s Pride was a lot of like a more kind of bigger thing,
which is so important, and that also brings back to the theme, because I think like media has a big role in things like that, in helping not niche, but like taboo ideas and cultures come out more, because lots of people don't see it unless it's through media or someone famous or someone else bringing it up. So that was really important, especially for like younger audiences. But going back into the plot of the movie as well, so the beginning was like there's just like the couple, let me get up the characters' names, and they're basically going on a vacation, or were they on a road trip?
They were going to visit their professor that brought them together.
Right, because they got together, and then they find this house, and it's already very suspicious, and there's like the servant or the butler, right? The butler, and he's already introducing them, and then they end up getting wrapped into this like, isn't it like a time warp, or
yeah, it's like a weird alien
like mix up, which like, I mean, honestly, I think that was like the point. It's supposed to be like weird and like dramatic, so it's like, yeah, so when you like watch it, but then you meet the scientist guy who's Frankenfurter, and he's like so flamboyant, and he's like in love, like he's trying to make this guy for him. But then after I'm just skipping over like the whole basis of it so we can get to Rocky himself, and it's like basically he's like this child, but he's in love with him, and that's where I was a little concerned, because it's like his child who was just born.
He made that kid.
Yeah, he made the kid.
He is the dad.
But he's also he wants to be the lover. He wants to be the lover. But then the other woman that was there, her name is Janet, she ends up just exploring herself and finds Rocky. Right. And then the Frankenfurter is not okay with that, because that is his man. Like, he wants that. So it's just kind of like a lot of different like people with Rocky, and then him introducing this world, and he's kind of just like there, like he doesn't really talk, he's just like alive, like it's just like a body, but but I will say the entire effects and the animations and like the music were so well developed, especially for that time too. Like looking at it, I would watch it in a movie theater. Like it was also funny too. Like there was so many aspects of like they say it's horror because it's supposed to be like scary, but it's not that scary. It's just like it's just like the aliens and stuff. But it was very well put together and done. And honestly, it got an 81% Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. And I think like the description says that it's kind of like showing like the innocence is lost in Brad too and Janet, which is also heavily seen, and I think that's another big like theme. It's not just like, it's also like accepting like the queer culture and all that, but seeing these two, like this couple exploring themselves too and kind of figuring them out is like interesting, because it's not just like a straight couple too. They're also going through with Rocky, the scientist, right, Frankenfurter, because he's also just a little silly sometimes, and he kind of wants like everyone, I think. But basically, now we're gonna go into the movie reviews, because we're gonna kind of just dive into that. These are like very recent, because obviously this movie came a while ago, but this one is from Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian, which is like another company that makes like news and stuff like that. And this was in August 21st. They gave it a 4 out of 5, and they said it's a genuine one-off, a movie whose own identity has now overshadowed its ostensible purpose to spoof the classic movie chillers of yesteryear. So he used a lot of different word choices. I think what he's trying to say is that, again, like the classic movie it's based off is Frankenstein, so it's definitely giving like a twist off of that, which is really nice. And then I think he's just using elaboration on, obviously it's not true, well, it's not supposed to be, but it's like, honestly, what it feels like is like a dream. Like if you were in a dream and then like you got wrapped up into it, that's basically what it is, and then at the end it's like all over. And then there's like the like classic narrator aspect to it, which is just like normal. And then it's kind of giving that musical satirical look, you know, to individuality. So I think that's what he also means when he said it's like the identity is now overshadowed. So yeah, that was a pretty good review. Someone gave it a 5 out of 5 from Little White Lies Andy Tweedle. 100 minutes of pure queer celebration that manages to concoct a bizarre cocktail of sincerity and reckless abandon. I mean, I like the way they're writing, because it's exactly,
it like kind of matches. Like,
yeah, it's like the target audience. Yeah. It's like exactly the vibe of it. So I thought, yeah, I mean, the queer celebration that it's like bizarre. It's supposed to be bizarre. Yeah, though. That's what the director wanted, and that's what the viewer gets. And if you're not open to like watching that when you watch it, then you're not fully into immersing yourself into the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, so this one's talking like the cult status, because when you do search it up online, it kind of says like it's like a cult aspect of it, which like makes sense, because it's like they kind of just get wrapped into it. It's all these people that know what's going on. So this person, Douglas Davidson from The Elements of Madness, say, thus did the Rocky Horror Picture Show transcend from abject failure to a cult status that has inspired viewers to dream it, to don't dream it, be it, across generations around the globe. And I think that's perfect, because it's also giving that message out to those younger audiences, any generation, people in the past, like us now, about it, like don't dream it, be it. Because like, you know, like I said, it's like being in a dream, but it's like also allowing you to accept who you are, and the different connotations you have with not just queer celebration, but just identity in general, besides the aspects of like when Frankenfurter is like killing people, like, you know what I mean? Like that's just there for just like the suspense of it. That's just like a movie. Yeah, that's just like another movie, but it's like they can't just make it like a document of like facts, you know? So it's like, I like the way that they incorporated that. So yeah, most of these reviews are really well elaborated. I'm trying to see if there was any negative ones, just to like go through with it. I'm sure we can find some. People say it's like a fantasy nightmare, which is like, again, like that dream aspect, but it's intermittently hilarious, which I think is good too, that they didn't just make it like, there was just a lot of emotions in it. Somebody said it's still a perfect movie with all its flaws. This is on Metacritic, which is just, it's not as popular as Rotten Tomatoes, but people still put their reports on it. And I think it can also be just like main people too, not just like reviews on news experts. But currently there isn't that many bad ones. People do still say there's flaws, and I agree too. Like all movies have flaws, What do you think?
Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, I think in some aspects of it, kind of strays a little bit from the plot sometimes, and like they have like these random scenes that are like just rather like you don't really know what's going on. I don't think it really adds to the entire message a lot. So I think that in the sense is kind of its flaws, but also I think also just adds that entire aspect of like 1970s camp movies. You have like, I don't know, you're trying to be as flamboyant as possible and it's just
Right.
entertaining or whatever.
And I think, like, also as you were saying that it strays away from the plot, like, I agree too with that, which is why, like, sometimes, like, it could be, like, reaching about, like, what it's even, like, supposed to mean, but
Right.
sometimes, like, I feel like films don't even have to have, like, a meaning, like, some of it's just there, just, like, fill in, like, you still need entertainment at the end of the day for a film, you know?
Right.
So, my review, I'll do out of 10 stars, I'd give it, honestly, like, an 8 or 9, because, again, like, the music was well done, the dancing, the whole, like, cinematic experience was good, it's funny, the characters they're perfect for like what their characters are, like the weirdness, but then also like the
Right.
couple that is like just a little cute little couple, but then like I said, like some of the stuff like didn't make sense, or like you just like jump right into it and that can be like a little confusing. And then I was still confused with like Frankenfurter's obsession with Rocky, who is still like a child technically, so like just like an 8, but like that's pretty good. So what's your rating?
I think I watched it with my friend for like first time. I think having that experience with like someone that's also really into musicals and also just like the camp of Hollywood and whatnot, I think probably like a 9 out of 10, because like it was honestly just really, really fun, and I love Tim Curry and I love all the other actors and I love the music, and it was just entertaining.
Was it different watching it the second time, or did you like notice things you didn't before?
I think a bit. Probably didn't pay attention as much as the first time,
Yeah.
but like I think it's always fun to see like a movie a second time, because then you can like notice things that obviously you didn't see the first time, and like you can just dive deeper into it because you kind of know the premise of it. So yeah.
So yeah, going back to like what we were saying in the beginning with like the themes of the identity and like the cultural exploration that kind of we like discussed in class, it also like reminds me of Kinky Boots too, which also like was one of the other options that we were watching when we were discussing identity. And I think films like that are so important, especially since like the time frames that they came out at to like currently being popular is so important, because that means all generations are still learning from that. And I think there's so much more that filmmaking can bring out, especially with like sexuality and queer culture. So thank you so much. Stay tuned for more. We might have more special guests and more reviews.